Hello friends, family, and internet strangers. Stephanie here, and today marks 1 year since I posted my very first video on YouTube. It was a road trip video, so I wanted to celebrate by showing you some highlights from some of the road trips that I have taken, plus 2 never-before-seen shorter road trips that I filmed but never posted. So stay tuned for those at the end of the video. I am currently in upstate New York. I had not planned on driving cross-country again anytime soon, but God had other plans, and I will tell you all about that a little bit later in the video because I don't want to bring you down before we even get started. So for now, I'm in my mother's car. Mine is frozen. Completely frozen, like I couldn't even open the door. But let's take a look at some of my road trip highlights. Good morning from Georgia. Day 2 in Covington. I am back in Covington, Georgia. Again. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Las Vegas, New Mexico. Washington, D.C. Wilmington. Raleigh, North Carolina. Arkansas. Oklahoma City. Memphis. Flagstaff, Arizona. Charleston. Downtown Savannah. Colorado. Zion National Park, the world's largest chevron. The middle of Missouri, middle of nowhere in Kansas. There were a bunch of people taking pictures of this pink building, even some social media influencers in the wild kind of thing going on. So I don't know why I'm doing this in front of this building, but that's what people were doing. So am I doing it right? Is this how you take a picture in front of a pink wall? Or whatever that is. Some of my favorite moments have been visiting filming locations from some of my favorite shows and movies. This is the theater from The Notebook, where Noah and Allie go see a movie. Here's the corner where they dance and lay in the middle of the road. Good morning from Las Vegas, New Mexico, which plays Roswell, New Mexico on the series Roswell, New Mexico on the CW. My first stop of the day is at the Wickery Bridge. This is an iconic location from The Vampire Diaries. The Mystic Grill is now a real restaurant. It was a fictional restaurant on The Vampire Diaries. The inside of it would have been on a soundstage, and this would have been the outside, right next to the clock tower. If you go eat at the Mystic Grill, I recommend the Clock Tower Burger. It was really good, and named after this. Underneath the Mystic Grill is a gift shop called The Alley. They have great photo ops. It is a filming location. They are really friendly and will tell you all sorts of stories. Definitely check it out. They have great costumes that were worn on the show, and their merchandise personally was my favorite. I know last time I was in Wilmington, I said I was going to post a One Tree Hill filming locations video, and I swear that is still going to happen. Here's a sneak peek. I have all the footage. I will post it at some point. And of course, eating all of the yummy food. The pulled chicken nachos from Front Street Brewery are amazing. I ordered online from a place close to my hotel called Flavor Barbecue in Conyers. These were the best onion rings I'd ever had. I highly recommend, especially if you're staying in Conyers. I ordered the chicken Popeye bowl, and as per usual, I got it to go to eat in the car. And since I got it to go, they did it separately. I think if you eat it there, it's all in a bowl together, but I like that they did this so it doesn't get soggy. It looks really good. And the winner chicken dinner is Zaxby's. I have made it to Bojangles Country. This is the second day in a row I've gotten more food than I ordered. They gave me the massive dirty rice. I am at Uncle Lou's Fried Chicken, home of a sweet, spicy love. I got 2 of these, one that I can have with my parents in New York and one that I can take back to LA and use on whatever I make in my air fryer. They also sell their seasoning blend, and it's called Corruption. I was already excited for my Taco John's, and then the lady in front of me ordered Mexican donut bites. I didn't know that that was a thing here, and now I can have my donuts and my tacos, and I'm very happy. There is my 4-scoop mini sampler. I got the mocha Oreo, the chocolate cream pie, the banana nilla wafer, and the chocolate fudge brownie. I'm gonna grab some ice cream and take it back to the hotel to watch the new episode of Legacies that comes on tonight. The first exit off I-95 in South Carolina had a cookout, so I got my cheerwine float. And we can't forget my visits with animals. Oh, I woke them up. Hello, duckies. Oh, hi. Are we going for a walk? Okay, bye. Hello, squirrel. Hi. Okay, bye. Hi, cows. I love the cows. Hi, dear. Bugs. There are more of them. They are bigger, and they splatter in a very wet manner. In 2021, I had a 3-day weekend for Thanksgiving. It was not long enough to go all the way cross country. Even if I flew, 3 days is really not enough time for that. But I did have enough time that I could take a quick road trip to Utah with a friend. The day before Thanksgiving is my favorite day of the year, so I was really excited to spend it in one of my favorite places. Hello, friends, family, and internet strangers. Stephanie here from the top of a rock in the middle of Utah. There is the rock. There's the top of the elephant. And it's a long way down. Climbing down this way is not terrifying at all. Not terrifying at all. I just put Elephant Arch in the GPS instead of the exact coordinates of the trail. So we ended up on a more strenuous one than we planned. It's fine. We survived, or are surviving. We haven't made it back yet. All right, we started like in the clearing over there and went all the way up and over and around and up over there. This is what happens when I say, you pick where we go today. It's fine, I'm picking where we go tomorrow.
Making my foot cramp up because there's so much stuff in there. There's not enough room for my footsies.
Just gonna do the rest of it without your shoes on, or just gonna dump it out?
Actually, I thought shoes might feel pretty good for a little bit.
Yeah. The most strenuous part of this, other than the climbing, is the fact that you're walking on what feels like the beach. Day 2 of sitting on a rock in Utah. Getting it for the gram?
Yeah.
Got us lost. I should not be in charge of directions because I'm just really bad at them. But, you know, we made it to the pretty part. It's all pretty. But we made it to the even prettier part. Okay, I'm good with the direction, with knowing which direction. I knew we were on the wrong path. I just didn't say anything about being on the wrong path because I kept thinking, oh, maybe around this corner it'll turn. Oh, maybe around this corner it'll turn, because I knew we were going the wrong direction. Eventually I said something. It was just like 20-25 minutes later. It's fine. It's nice out. Where do you think you're going over there?
There's a little baby stair.
No. It's like hiking with a child. Why can't I climb down that? Not safe. More stairs. As a gentleman before us just said, these stairs are not up to code.
I know.
No. It's just a little slick. Nothing to worry about here. So far we've had nature's butt crack, nature's shower, and now nature's slip and slide. It really is like going with a child on a hike. Although over here there were actual children getting stuck up in these holes. And the parents just screaming, come back! Come back! Not a bad place to spend my favorite day of the year. I just love water. I don't love drinking water, but I love seeing water. Look how clear it is. I don't know if you can see in the video. I can barely see the video with the glare of the sun, but the water's really clear. See, this sign has clear arrows. You can fully read that sign. The other one was way too faded. We made it back to the shuttle stop without getting lost again. Yay! We made it back to the car, and the car is still here. I was not sure because we parked in an area that I didn't know if we were allowed to park in, but apparently we did because it's been 4.5, almost 5 hours, and the car is still here. Oh, that's terrifying. Doing it for the gram. Doing it for the gram. At least they're on the right side. We have made it to Las Vegas on our way back to LA. We figured we would stop at a buffet here for Thanksgiving dinner or lunch or dinner Thanksgiving meal. So now we're just waiting for the fountains at the Bellagio to start, but they seem to be running late. Okay, never mind. Fountains apparently only run every half hour and start later on holidays, so maybe we'll see them on our way out. Everything is so crowded and not everyone is properly masked, and we keep having to remind ourselves that we do not actually work here, so we should not be yelling at people, that the mask goes over the nose, or on in general. We attempted to go to the buffet at the Bellagio. That was a fail. Line was wrapped really, really far. Tried to go see the flowers. They were Christmas flowers, but way too crowded. Now attempting the Cosmopolitan, see if we have any luck there. Dinner has been acquired. Even though there was a really long line at the Wicked Spoon, I remembered last time my mom and I were here, there had been a line specifically for Marriott Gold and Platinum members, and I'm now a Gold member for Marriott. So we were able to cut in front of hundreds of people, so I feel bad, but at the same time, it worked out well for us. We only waited 20 minutes for a table and not several hours, and the food was really, really good. I am very full. Very, very full. Very full and sitting on the floor in Vegas waiting for my friend to get out of the bathroom. And then I think we're gonna head across the street back to our car and hit the road, head back to LA. And in the beginning of 2021, when I was still home with my family, my mom and I took a little trip to Vermont, where we have what we refer to as a camp, which is essentially a house that you go to in the summer. Usually someone in your family built it, for most people I know. And pretty much everyone in upstate New York either has a camp or they have a friend that has a camp that they go to. So let's take a look at that trip. Hello, friends, family, and internet strangers. Stephanie here with another driving vlog. This time, though, I am in the passenger seat and Mom is driving. Hello! I don't even know if I got her in that shot. I can't see it. We are headed towards our camp, and I will explain what that is later in the video. For now, we know that there is a turn that we love on this drive we are taking, and we have been arguing about where the turn is. Mom thinks it is sooner, I think it is later, and in the meantime, we're recording pretty much every turn until we find it.
It could be this one, but maybe not. I don't think it is.
No, I still think it's further.
You could be right. It could be around exit 32.
It might be this one, because it looks like we're starting to head down and around, and it is at the bottom of a hill, so we might be coming up on it. Also, according to the GPS, there's water. Oh, actually, no, the GPS has us, we passed the water.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not this one.
It's like as soon as you hit the turn, you see it.
Yes. And it's beautiful. Not that this is not beautiful, but it's not the kind of beautiful we're talking about. So Mom has thought that pretty much every turn for the past 45 minutes would be the one. And She says that it's been one of, or that it would be one of these. I think that it's further along, and she said, well, we're getting close. It's only about half an hour. But I'm remembering childhood, and half an hour to a child is a lot longer than half an hour to an adult. And I remember it being the sign of, okay, we're almost there when I was a kid. That is why I think that it is still further away. All right, we're thinking it's this one because it's very open past here. And I agree with this could be it. It's a zigzag.
It's there.
Yes.
Right here.
There it is.
So pretty.
You go through all of these mountains, and then there's just this beautiful opening with all the water. Which means we're almost there. Well,
But I was close. I said exit 32, and we're at 33.
I'll give her that. She was close. Except she's been saying it for the past 45 minutes to an hour.
The anticipation.
So now we can remember for the future that it's right before exit 33, and we are headed to 39, so it's not that far.
Okay, so when I was little, yes, I loved that turn, and that is my favorite turn with the lake, but here there are apple orchards, and that's what I used when I was little. Just rows and rows of apple orchards, and then eventually you would see the lake over the apple orchards, and you'd know we're almost to the ferry.
The other way that you can tell we're getting close is when the signs start being in French. The other sign for me that we were getting close, and really close, were these things up on the road. I don't know if you can really even see them on here, but I call them the planets. I don't know what they're actually called, but I call them the planets. We just got our ferry tickets. Now we're just waiting on the next one to come.
So my father was born up here, and then he moved to New York, and then every summer he would come up here as a boy to visit all of his aunts and uncles. And then when I was born, he started to build a camp because our family had, my great-grandfather had a lot of land, and so one of my father's uncles gave him a plot of land to build the camp. And so he started building it. My father built it all himself, right from the ground up. And now we have the 2 acres, and we're in the middle of renovating. But we would come up here. My father would bring us up here, me, my brother, my mother, my grandfather, every single summer at the 4th of July, and we would not leave until Labor Day. He would go back and forth to work. So it was awful because, as you can see, it's all farm. And probably half the houses you're seeing in these videos were not even here when we were growing up. So all these roads were dirt roads, and so we would be held captive here for the whole summer. You know, now that we're adults, we absolutely love it up here because there's more around here to do, and we ourselves can drive ourselves into Burlington, which is only about a half hour away, but it seemed a lot farther when we were little, and my mother was not big on bringing us in there. But now, you know, if we want to go to the movies or whatever, we'll just hop in the car and go.
And when I was growing up, we would come up here for a week or two every summer and visit my grandparents, because at that point they were already retired and spending their summers up here, and I always loved it, except there was no cable. That was my main complaint. But we would go to the Ben & Jerry's factory, the Cabot Cheese factory, the Teddy Bear factory. We had all the factories we would stop at in, is it Shelburne? Is that
Shelburne.
Yeah, they're in Shelburne, which is kind of near Burlington. And anytime I would bring a friend with me, every time we would go to the Ben & Jerry's factory. When I was growing up, my mother always told me that when I turned 15, the summer I was 15, our trip to camp, that is when I would learn to drive on the back roads at camp. But this is what she had in mind with back roads. There's the water. Right there. My biggest problem learning to drive was that I couldn't stay in the lane properly. But if I went out of the lane, we were going in the lake. We made it home a long time ago. It is now significantly later. The car is sitting in the garage, but it was super windy on the way home. I put the camera away because the wind was stressing my mother out a little bit, so I thought I won't make it worse by talking. I hope y'all enjoyed those extra little road trips. I really appreciate everyone's support, everyone who has watched these videos, especially there are some of you who have been with me for months and months now, and I just very much appreciate all of you who watch this content that I create. I started this as a hobby during the pandemic, and I have grown to just love doing this. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did drive cross country last week. I am in upstate New York, but I did not record any of that trip. At the beginning of last week, I decided to take a leave of absence from work. My father's health was declining, and I wanted to get back here to spend some time with him. Sadly, he passed away the night I got back. So I got back, I spent a day with him in the hospital, and then he passed peacefully overnight after that first day back. So I am still spending a little bit of time here with my mother, and then the two of us will be driving back to LA together, and then she'll fly home after that. So I did not record any of that road trip because it was very much a let me just get home as quickly as possible, but I didn't want to fly. I work in an area where I'm around hundreds of people per day, so with COVID, I wanted a little bit of a buffer between being around several hundred people per day and being around immunocompromised family. But I'm very grateful that I did make it back in time, and I want to thank everyone for your prayers and for your support in this current time and all throughout this past year of YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.